Hi, my name is Shally Steckerl, and I'm the founder of the Sourcing Institute at thesourcinginstitute.com. I also am the founder of the Sourcing Foundation at sourcingfoundation.org and HireForce. I help companies find unfindable talent, and I've been doing that for about 20 years. In fact, some people credit me as being the godfather of the sourcing industry. So the question is, why do I think some of the best candidates are not the most obvious hires? Well, I think some of the best candidates are not the most obvious hires because they're hidden in plain sight. What I mean by that is we very often overlook people who have macro commonalities that are similar to our needs and that meet our needs because we focus too much on the very overt skills and other requirements that are in the description. For example, the hiring manager says they want someone that has the ability to do X, Y, and Z, and we're looking for those obvious keywords and presence on someone's profile or resume. But the reality is that what someone has done in the past doesn't necessarily predict that they're going to be able to do it again in the future in a different environment. And also, what we are able to do in the future doesn't really have very much to do with what we've done in the past. Some of the greatest paradigm shifts and discoveries have come from people that are outside of an industry. So for that reason, sometimes we need to find people that are talented but haven't necessarily done exactly that job, however, have the potential of growing into that job. And those are going to be much better hires than people who kind of have already done it and may not necessarily really be interested in doing it again. Also, they might be looking at things from a very different angle and bring new ideas to the same problems as before. The question is, how do recruiters uncover those hidden talents, people that are hidden in plain sight, so to speak? Well, here's my secret. My secret is find the tribe and you find the talent. In other words, people like what they like, and like attracts like. So just as we do in real life, in person, in flesh and blood, we tend to hang out online with people that share the same proclivities as we do. So for example, in modern day social networking, you're likely to identify with a particular group or even a type of social platform and be more comfortable using it. That's why some folks are on Facebook, some are on Twitter, some are on Instagram, some are on Pinterest. That's why there's so many different flavors. There's not just one single flavor of social networking. So nowadays we have to ask the question first, where is the tribe? And then we can go to that location rather than trying to attract the talent to come to us. We can go to where they're in their native habitat. Once we've identified where they hang out and we know for sure that they're on Twitter or on Facebook or on LinkedIn or whatever, that's when we can figure out how to source from that location and how to attract people on that location and talk to them the way that they want to be spoken to. To find the unobvious hires, we have to go back to those macro commonalities. Macro commonalities are, for example, people who have a certain affinity for, say, problem solving. I'm a sourcer. I've been a sourcer for 20 years. I know what it takes to be a sourcer, and I like to do things that other people who are sourcers also like to do. And that doesn't necessarily mean that, we're going to be doing the same job. For example, you might know someone who's very good at lateral thinking and problem solving and has a tenacious attitude, doesn't give up, and will continue looking until they find something. These people might occupy jobs such as a librarian or a journalist, an investigative journalist. And these are people that have the skills inherently because of their aptitude to do the job of a sourcer, even though they may not actually be doing it right now. So for me, I can find other sourcers in all kinds of different other professions and train them on how to become sourcers because I know what it takes to do the job without necessarily having done it already.